How can creators like us, who are new to building online businesses, who have high value skill sets, how do we scale our monthly recurring revenue, or MRR, to get us the freedom we desire? That is the question, and this newsletter will give you the answers. Be sure to subscribe if these are the types of answers you seek. My name is Boise Gordon, and welcome to Boise Talks Business. In only 10 days, I had built my online authority. How to build online authority if you're a new business, or any business for that matter. I joined X February 1st, 2024. That was the day I made my account. I didn't make my first post until that next day. And by February 10th, I had the authority required to land clients. While this wasn't my first ever experience on the platform, it was my first attempt at monetization and business development on the platform. Things were different now. I wasn't just posting for fun. I wasn't just posting my thoughts randomly. I actually had to care about the strategy that I took. So day 1 through 5. This was the experimenting phase of the journey, or experimentation, whatever you want to call it. I had just migrated over from Medium. And for those of you who don't know what Medium is, it is a long form article platform where anybody can write articles about anything. So I primarily focus on business development and entrepreneurship and personal branding. I was writing 500 plus word articles every day for like 3 months. And the transition to X was a little different because X is a short form article platform. Not even short form, it's really just short form content, not articles. So, you're thinking about 1, 2 lines, 3 lines, maybe 10 lines, but very rarely, and I don't want to say rarely because some people do post long form content, but very rarely do you see posts that could rival a Medium article. And so I knew that my thoughts were going to have to be consolidated. I knew that I was going to have to be brief with a few things, and I wasn't going to be able to explain as well with X as I would with Medium because I didn't have the same time or readership yet. So, here's some questions that I asked myself. Did article style tweets work? Could I use a similar hook strategy? Instead of headlines, the first line of an X post is going to be the hook. Can I use the same type of headlines I would use for an article as a hook for my tweet? Was my niche something that could be successful? And I spent the next 5 days searching for answers of all my questions. I had so many questions for my transition at the time. And this was the time for me to learn. I didn't care about the metrics or success. I wasn't even looking at that. I was only looking at, I guess, the individual posts and, me experimenting, seeing what worked, what got the best reception. I was just observing at the time. And then the next 6 days after that was when I had a fairly decent understanding of what worked and what I could do and what I should do and how I should do it. What type of content I needed to make, how to engage with my audience, what is the best time to be active, and everything in between. And all I needed to do was turn my lessons into consistent habits. Then before I knew it, I built a small community of around 40 to 50 people, all aligned with my business, seeking the very knowledge that I provided. People who saw me as more than just a small X profile, people who asked me questions in my DMs, people who were inspired by my writing and told me all the time. And it didn't take long. A lot of people want to think like you have to have 1,000 followers before you can monetize or, do anything fun with your social media profile. But in sales, if you ever make cold calls, it's about 1 in 100 that you'll actually close, or at least have a chance to close, right? If everything goes perfectly, if your pitch is perfect and it has all the right things, 1 in 100, 1% is a fairly decent average. And so I take that number and I put it into X, same thing. Maybe account for some variables, but about 1 in 100. So within 10 days, I was already halfway to a customer. And I already had the authority of people, wanting my expertise on a subject that I was writing about. The truth. Do you want to know the truth about authority? If I told you, you probably wouldn't believe me, or you claim that it doesn't actually work for you and you're somehow special, even though it's worked for multiple other people. That's what most people do. But I'll share with you what I really learned about authority. Authority has nothing to do with what you know or how big of a brain you are. And it has everything to do with how you present what you know and your confidence in it. Not only just sharing legit advice that can help people through your unique perspective that no one can steal from you, but also being assertive in your content. Sharing your development story. Oftentimes I dropped out of college in 2018, ran my own business by 2021, right? And that whole journey. I'd share the statistics that my business had that were success metrics, the revenue, reaching the 7-figure mark, how we landed customers, which we use every single type of platform you can think of, from cold calling to social media to whatever, right? Removing the I think and I feel. Sometimes I feel like, or I think that this. No, just say this is. That is. Do this, do that. Like, be assertive with what you say, and sticking to what you're an expert at. I didn't veer off into subjects that I felt unconfident on, or subjects that I knew little about. And if I was going to do that, I studied up on the area I would need to be educated on before opening my mouth online. Because when you're confident in what you're talking about, it's a lot easier to state your opinions, not as fact, but state your opinions without needing to preface that they could be wrong, because you're an expert, and experts are wrong all the time. But the only difference between you saying something and it being wrong and someone else saying something and it being wrong is the fact that you have information and data in your life that backs up what you believe, whereas someone else just coming into it won't, right? And that's it. I could have built my authority in one day if I had just followed that advice. Literally sharing my development story from day one, using myself as a case study, removing all of the doubtful tonality in my writing, and sticking to what I'm an expert at. Literally could have done it in a day. And this is exactly what I do for my clients, to get over 10 meetings in 30 days. That's the metric. I don't know if I'm going to, bump it up. I could definitely do more than that, but 10 meetings in 30 days is the service I'm looking to provide. 100% done for you service, where I set up an optimized social profile and newsletter, ghostwrite posts and articles that grow their brand authority, build an active niche community around their business, and work through the prospects to book meetings on their behalf. And all they need to do as a client is just handle the meetings that I book, answer the phone. So no stress, no headaches, no waste of time. It can be a frustrating process trying to do it on your own. So I felt like this was a solution that could help people, businesses specifically, scale their company without having to do a lot of the foundational groundwork to set up a social media space. If you'd like more info, or someone that could benefit from this type of a service, just let me know. hello@boisegordon.com. That's the email. And that should be pretty much it. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks so much for listening. Oh, P.S. I always say, I know what's coming. The Boise Talks Business Bootcamp will show you how to do it for yourself. So if you aren't a business that's already established, looking to scale or add an additional revenue stream, and you're just starting out and you want to know how to do all of that for yourself, from start to finish, sign up for the boot camp. It'll be weekly seminars, one-on-one private meetings, and a team environment where we all keep each other accountable. All centered around booking meetings for your business using social media. And if you want details on that, then you can just email me at waitlist@boisegordon.com. It will be starting next week. I'm not sure what day. Already have 1 or 2 people interested, so I'll just keep like 5 slots open for this month, and we can go from there. Cool. Well, thank you so much again. Enjoy the rest of your day. I have a flight to catch, so I'll talk to y'all Monday. Peace.